Humans are very easily adaptable. If we need to spend lesser, we can spend lesser and still survive. It's more of like, if you every year you need to go 2 to 3 holidays to Japan and stuff, of course you're strained on your finance lah. People are saying, oh, why you need to waste the money, bring the kids go for holidays? I mean, they won't remember it when they grow up. But you can think of it as, I'm not trying to bring them so they remember, but it's to create memories for myself also. When I grow older, right, even when I have the money, my kids already grown up already, I won't have that memory of bringing them to the holiday again. If I don't do it when I still can walk and they're still young and willing to go out with me. Some money is worth it to spend on.
I was gonna invest like 10% or 20% into the S&P 500, put around 50% into my capital, and put the rest as in a safety net that I get a job.
You as a parent, what is the kind of intended money habits that you're trying to inculcate in him? Welcome to the Financial Coconut Podcast. I'm your host, Reggie, aka your Chief Financial Coconut. And today is a fun episode, right? I think it's going to be quite fun, very exciting. And we want to spend some time with one of the biggest family influencer family on the internet to talk a little bit about how they manage their finances and all the good stuff, especially after PSLE. So I am in studio with Daken and Alex from Familee.
Hi Reggie, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Daken, you want to introduce yourself? For some reason, if somebody have not seen your video.
Hello, I'm Daken. I am the eldest son from the Lee family.
I reached out to Alex to invite them on the show because I think it's a good juncture to talk a little bit about expenses as a family because like it or not, our audience getting older. So this podcast started about 6 years ago, right? So many of you started listening to this podcast maybe in your late 20s, early 30s, and now a lot of them all have kids already, right? So it's a good time to start to discuss some of these things, and then also at the same time explore this idea of how do we educate the next generation, to share our money wisdom to everyone. Okay, so that is the basis of why we are here today. For a start, Alex, you want to just give a broad overview of like how do you all make money and all that good stuff, and what are some of your money philosophy, just to help us lay the ground?
So we do TikTok and Instagram. Mainly our income is from sponsored posts. So let's say we do with a tuition center or with like toys and stuff lah. Yeah. So those will be our main source of income. We don't earn money from making content by itself. Those are purely for fun and entertainment.
And you're doing this full time?
I do have a company with my wife where I do marketing. Yeah. But as husband and wife, we try and don't be too involved with each other at work. Yeah.
How has it been doing business with wife, and how did it kind of develop to this channel?
Okay, so initially because my wife has a modeling agency, so the thing is
really?
that so the thing is that she has been in industry for maybe 20 years already. So halfway through, we started our own company and I joined her. So me being from marketing, with a lot of fresh ideas in the industry, I wanted to, propose a lot of new ideas. But for her, it's like, no. There's a reason why certain things are done this way. Yeah. So there are like, lots of arguments in the beginning, but eventually I found out that she's right lah. So I try and step it a bit more. I try and let her be the main lead, and I assist her lah from behind.
Different industries have different methodologies and all that good stuff, right? So at what point did this little YouTube or the little Instagram, TikTok thing become a business? How did it start? Yeah.
In P4, I wanted to be a TikToker. A lot of people wanted to be a TikTok. So
yeah, as all kids lah.
Yeah, I asked my father to help because he's in marketing. So he started doing the TikTok stuff with me.
So everybody in school wants to be a TikToker?
I don't know if everybody wants to be now, but a lot of the friends that I asked, they all wanted to be YouTuber, TikToker, just be famous.
Serious?
Yeah.
And how are they reacting to you then? Because you actually became famous.
I think it's pretty chill because I've known them since P1 or like P2. So it's not really like, this is the first time I've ever met him.
In the early days, when you started gaining fame, because when you first started, everyone is trying to do something, right? So it's as cheesy as it gets, right? Everyone just laughs at each other. And then there's this one guy that just, keeps growing and growing. How did that kind of look like?
Yeah, everybody was trying to do the same thing, and then suddenly we came along. And pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do ask him to do certain things that you find very cringy, like when you have to dance and stuff.
Yeah, right.
There's like, for the next 2 weeks, my friend's gonna be dancing this particular dance in the during recess time, right? Yeah.
We
to make fun of him.
We did a dance that lasted for quite a while.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes like the dance trend, lah, like that we try and do our own spin on it, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And then your friends started teasing you in
Yeah,
school.
they'll sing the specific song and then do the dance.
At what point then it became like a business with proper income, Give our audience some color.
For business, normally they'll like DM us, right? And also, like my wife, we have a modeling agency, so then we already have customers coming in already. So it will become that they'll try and put us in the portfolio as well, to sell.
Okay, so you have that a little bit of an advantage because you already have some sort of a system to go about selling as a media house.
Yeah, because marketing team, PR team, right? They other than looking at fashion stuff, beauty stuff, sometimes they also want more family. Yeah.
Do you get a cut from the sales?
Yeah.
Okay, how does it work?
I used to give him 50-50 lah, but then I realized that actually I'm doing a lot of the work.
I'm just doing some dancing.
And then how was that negotiation? So it started as 50-50, right? Because you want to be fair or
I
something,
want to
right?
be fair. I want to be like, give him like a taste of the good stuff first. So that he'll be more willing to do more videos with me, right? Yeah. Now we try and do it maybe like 30-40 of that.
Okay, so now you're just taking a talent fee lah, essentially.
A talent fee even less, okay.
How was that negotiation process like? Because at first you get more right? Then one day Papa come in and say like, actually Daken, I think I'm working too hard. I need to take more.
I'm pretty okay even if he doesn't give me anything.
Okay,
because
fair.
Daddy have to do the scripting, filming, editing.
I'm just doing the dancing.
Since we are a finance channel, right? You probably have a lot of money sitting in your bank account, right? Because you guys are like famous and all. So what are you doing about it? Just so I'm aware.
I wanted to put in the stocks, is it? Yeah, I wanted to put it in stocks.
At
but
12 years old.
yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to put in S&P 500, but the thing is like the thing keep going up. And I was telling him, maybe you need to wait a bit, but then the thing keep going up.
Just to be very clear, you have your own bank account that, out of this Instagram, TikTok thing, you actually get paid.
Yeah, but I think I'm only going to use it like once I become 18 lah.
Okay, so that is the social commitment within the family.
Now I put his money in the money market fund.
Were you consulted in this process? Did Daddy come and ask you, can I do this? Or how did it look like?
I told him
You told him?
to put it in the bank and everything.
So then, but the investment...
I trusted all my money with him.
Okay. I mean, you trust your life with him. You
Yeah.
don't really have a lot of choice. Not yet. Eventually,
Not yet.
you will become a man of your own. And then, so how is the family dynamics at home then? Because on the internet, it looks like you all are very happy.
We are.
Yeah.
So this is not a show.
No.
So on the business, money, everything, you are part of the conversation.
Kind of. If
Interesting.
he wants to deal with my money, he'll usually ask me.
How did that thought come about? Like this way of doing things, this framework, like how did you kind of formulate, this is how we're going to parent and this is how we're going to train our kids?
Because I think during our time, right, a lot of the conversation don't involve us when it comes to money.
Yeah.
When we're younger, you take
The
you take an
ang
ang
pao
pao,
is-
correct?
Yeah. Take
Just
back
give
one.
the parents,
Yes.
Daddy keep for you first or what, then never seen the day of light already. Yeah, so for them, I would like them to have their own savings. So in the bank, right, sometimes every few weeks, every few months, they ask me, okay, how much do I have in my bank already? I'll let them have an idea of how much they have. Also, the expenses that I would spend on them, like tuition and everything. It's like, oh, you see, tuition costs this much per month. Okay, but I'm paying it for you, right? Your money is still safe. But then if it comes a time where he's not really concentrating on his studies, maybe we should touch your savings, right? Yeah, to pay for tuition. Make him feel the pain a bit, lah.
Did that ever happen or is it just like a...
I mean, we did talk about it,
Okay,
but I never executed it, of course. Yeah.
Did it create the intended effect? Because the intended effect that you want is that... Can you share your thoughts?
I'm not really scared anymore, but I'm willing to spend money from my bank to pay stuff lah. Like during the time when we were gonna buy the first house.
Oh yeah, because we bought a house recently, right? Then we're talking about like the for the job for that particular year, maybe I won't disperse to him, right? We will pay for the
house.
renovations and stuff. Yeah, so he did pay together for the renovation and stuff as well.
Yeah. They consulted me first lah.
How did that kind of thought process develop when it comes to educating the kid about money?
I would think that for them to know more about money, right, it also helps that maybe they can retire me also. Yeah. So they learn more about money. And like you always hear these stories of like billionaires, right? The things they do when they were younger, right? You can see that, okay, since young they already know so much about money already. That's why, in their teens, in their youth, they have this mindset to do certain things, which eventually become rich lah.
How you then take that as inspiration to educate your kid is another thing, right? So other than having this whole like structure where you share money and then you consult him on a major decision and threaten him on tuition fees, what is the kind of in you as a parent, what is the kind of intended money habits that you're trying to inculcate in him?
Is to let them be aware that you want to do certain things, money is required. Not everything is like, you want to go and learn piano, you want to go and play this, play that, everything daddy and mommy just give it to you. It's like no burden on yourself like that. My younger kid, the last time also, every time he want to buy a toy, I would say, daddy no money lah. And it's like, just use your phone and scan lah. It's like, wow, you don't know, actually I use the phone to scan because credit card I need to pay. Yeah, they don't have that concept. So, we need to teach them lah. That's everything that's you use really, you need to somehow pay one.
Wow, I don't have a kid, and that is quite eye-opener. So just use your phone and scan.
Yeah, because to them, they don't see the money going out.
So you don't try to then make it physical. There's a school of thought where, go use cash so that it's physical, you feel the pinch, it's very clear from a transactional standpoint.
Yeah, for both, I need to let them use both also. Yeah, both as those smartwatch to scan in school, and then also as cash also. So like, they do spelling and things here, full marks, I'll give them some reward, then they get to put it physically into their piggy bank or into the bank. Yeah, they need to touch money lah.
Okay. Because if it's just cut, it's just some like numbers on a piece of...
You physically feel the difference, is it?
Yeah.
When can you help to describe the difference? Like when you spend with cash and when you actually just like tap?
Because usually when I tap using the card, usually my father's money.
But when you use cash, then you feel that it's your own money.
Yeah, because it's literally my own money.
Okay. So how does that feel from a experiential standpoint?
Because usually when we do a job, we get money and like he'll pay me, right? Usually it's in numbers, so I can't see it and I won't feel anything. But if it's like pocket money and he gives me the cash, I always feel like very sympathetic because like, thank you for giving me this.
Just so I understand, right? Because time before Family, the channel, you also got pocket money, right?
Yes.
And then suddenly you have like big jobs that are coming in. I mean, okay, not suddenly, like over time the job confirm gets bigger. All right, and you get 30%. Although at first was 50 lah, right? Renegotiated down somewhere at 30. So the number gets bigger and bigger relative to what I would presume a constant or adjusted inflation allowance. Like how does that change the way you look at money? Does it affect you in any way, or do you just like, I'm just getting like, actually how much allowance do you get a month?
$30 per week.
$30 per week. So,
but canteen food is very expensive nowadays.
Yeah,
I know. Some stuff just $2 for like a kid's portion.
Like what?
Like a small bowl of noodles is $2. Primary school.
Is kids portion enough?
As in, even if it's small portion, right? Sometimes they pay $6 or $7.
Or they top up the noodles lah.
No, not top up. Like they because like you buy noodles, then you want to like buy a drink or something. Already $6 to $7.
Serious? Can you describe a $6 meal in your school?
Buy 2 small packets of Milo and maybe like a single kid's burger.
Wow, that's very expensive. Okay. And why is it so expensive? Did you ever try to talk to the school? I mean, it's a conversation that a lot of parents are also talking about, right? Like, has there been discussion as to why is canteen food so expensive? Cannot be rent, right? Rent hasn't been adjusted, right?
Yeah, I think it's the very little amount of students nowadays. Yeah, plus the food cost itself. The school has a lot of rules also. Like you cannot sell certain things. Like sweet stuff cannot sell. Like fried stuff cannot sell. Then then they become very limited on what they can sell to earn money also.
Last time, in P1 I feel a lot of things were like very very cheap. Now because the sweet stuff not allowed. Now all the Milo is more expensive. Because
I did talk to the bookshop aunties over there also. Yeah, then they say, $2. It's like to adults it's very little, the portion. Yeah, so they also bring their own food also. They don't eat in the school canteen.
So what is your take on the recent adjustment to some of the schools are going to pilot central kitchen meals? If today you don't get all the stores to choose from, and then once a week, daddy will ask you, what you want to eat? Then click, and then it will just come to you every day. How do you feel about that? You pre-order, and then every time during recess, you don't get to choose. Okay? No more Milo, no more nothing. You just go to a place, and then you just take a tray that is been predetermined. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, if I can pre-order, then it's not like a very long queue because everybody no need to like take so long to choose. And so I think it's good, but then at the same time it's like you already know what you're gonna eat.
Then from that point of view, you have some thoughts around how you want him to, do money and all that, right? Do you guys set some like savings target or like how does that work? Because what was discussed in front was more behavioral. What do you want, right? But are there any goals that you go with just to educate?
He does have a goal for himself lah.
Yeah. When I'm 18, I have to get at least 100k.
At 18?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you think you stand financially to your friends? Not taking into account the amount of money that you're making from the account, yeah? Just from your financial habits compared to your friends, how do you think you stand?
I think, okay, a lot of my friends, they spend a lot of money just to like buy Milo and buy sweet drinks just for the fun of it. And then there was this very big craze last time in P4 where people would just buy the sweet drinks, pour out half of the liquid into the toilet, and they'll do bottle flipping.
So why do people do that? Do you ask your friends?
They say it's fun.
Okay, so that was the main motivation.
Yeah.
And you think it's wrong?
It's because some people would spend like half of their pocket money just to buy like 3 bottles and then completely don't drink it. They just pour half of it into the toilet bowl and start flipping.
Okay, and why don't you do it?
Because people wanted to gamble with they wanted to take bets.
Wait. Share with us a bit more. Like, what is this?
The craze thing died down like 2 years ago already, but some people decided instead of landing the bottle normally, they could land the bottle upside down.
Okay.
And then they would bet people, if I could do that 3 times in a row, you have to give me money. Something like that.
Serious?
And a lot of people learn how to do that.
Did you participate in
I
it?
don't want to participate. I don't gamble.
But you did other things, right, in school?
Yeah.
You set up your own business in school that kena shut down by the authorities.
It sounds like it's illegal.
But yeah, but you have a specific story around this, right? Like can you share? So although you don't flip bottles, you don't bet, but you did something else in school.
There was, in P5 and P4, there was also a different thing where people would specifically go to the bookstore after school since they didn't allow it during school. They'll go to the bookstore lady right after school because she said, I'm not allowed to sell during school hours. She would sell the country erasers to people, right? And then like it's like random country erasers, but everybody wanted like the United Nations, Singapore, China, all the very powerful countries. I decided, why not I just sell country erasers? And then I told my father, can I buy a box of country erasers? And it was, how much was it? I think around $15 or $18. I sold half of the country erasers for like 2 times the price of the ones that they sold in the bookstore, which was 10 cents. I immediately gained profit.
What made you think that you can sell at 2 times the price?
Because I let them choose the country erasers compared to the auntie. Sometimes she'll just give like countries that I don't even know. There were this kind of thing where I'll take foolscap and I'll wrap it around an eraser, then I'll sell like for 20 cents. And then if they want to choose, then 50 cents.
There's a blind box! And then what eventually happened? So you innovated on your business model.
So after the country erasers, right, I wanted to expand. So I bought Pokemon stickers, all the stickers and erasers. I sold a lot. I sold one of the very special stickers for $3.
And what was your cost?
Usually around $1 and everything. And a lot of people bought it. I nearly sold out. Then after that, one of my friends told the teacher. The person kept arguing, how come you can sell? Then after that, they told the year head.
Then what happened?
Then the year head asked me, because he only knew that I sold to one person. So then she made me return him the sticker and the dollar. I still made a lot of profit.
And then how was that after that? So the teacher came down at you, the year head came down at you and say, okay, no more, this done.
Then after that, I still sold a bit.
Like clear stock like that, is it?
Yeah, I like just after school, hey, you want buy this?
And then he moved on to renting books also.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my wife will buy him books, then he'll bring the interesting books to school, and then I'll lend you to read for half an hour
Yeah.
for like how much?
Practically, do you know student care?
I know student care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go to student care every
during
day?
the holidays,
Okay.
since I was just stuck there, I decided to bring all the the Charlie Brown books, and like I'll just rent them out 10 cents every 10 minutes. And since the books are quite addictive and people just want to play flip books for like half an hour. The one where you just flip the page and then there'll be a little animation at the bottom. People will do that for like half an hour or even an hour.
And how do you keep track of the time that
I have
they...
a stopwatch. Somewhere I put alarm.
Hey, welcome to the Financial Coconut Podcast Network. I'm your host, Reggie, aka your Chief Financial Coconut. And if you're loving what we're creating here, like, share, subscribe, share with your loved ones, comment in the comment section below. And yeah, we'll see you for great content on Chills with TFC. How are you then kind of like managing the wider family expenses, right? Because you're trying to incorporate certain ideas into him, and then you already have some sort of a, framework around how you want to educate your next generation, right? And you even allow him to do all these things. All those things are quite well thought through, right? Which is great. But then from your level running the family expenses, how do you then kind of structure your overall structure to also fulfill some of these goals?
I mean, we try and earn whatever we can and manage our spending. Yeah. So for spending wise, my wife don't really buy luxury bags lah. Yeah. Although she's in the fashion industry, or like we don't have a car. Yeah. Our house also is not like a condominium or anything.
But she does spend a lot of money for my tuition.
How much? Do you know how much your parents spend on tuition?
Nearly every week, you guys will say, "Oh, I spent $100 on this tuition, right?"
No, I mean monthly is roughly 1K plus lah, 1K plus 2K, yeah.
Exclude enrichment, right? It's just tuition, right?
Yeah, tuition, you're correct, yeah. But it's only because it's PSLE year and we need to focus more on that.
Yeah. And we did a poll on our audience. $2,000 is quite normal for per kid, They all included. I want to get some wisdom from you. Like, how do you decide on spending it this way, and why this is a comfortable price for you and all that?
We have a mix of group classes and one-on-one classes. So group classes is because need to be budget conscious also lah, and also whether his learning style as well. Yeah, because he's a very friendly person. He likes to interact with other people. So sometimes I feel that if he goes to group classes, he will have peers with him where they can talk and also compare results. Maybe encourage him also. Yeah, to listen more in class. Yeah, the only one-on-one class is his Chinese, because his Chinese is very jialat. So that one really need one-on-one more focused help. That one is I think $90 per hour. Yeah, so every week we do 2 times 1.5 hours, so will be $240 per week lah.
So this is a part of the family expense that you think cannot be removed, as much as it is quite expensive.
We do hear from other kids and parents who say that, oh, why you need to stress your kids so much? But I do feel that, like if you already see him struggling in school already, right, and you never spend the money. I mean, I think at this point, it's not about the money already. It's whether as a parent, you should be helping him really. Yeah. Although it's hard on him, but because now he still don't understand it. He might grow up and think that, why last time when I was younger, my parents never pushed me harder.
Is that what Daddy say a fair statement in your point of view? Like, he push you, it's for your good, and you accept it, you think it's correct.
He say that every week, so I think so.
But you believe in it and you think it's correct.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is a part that, as much as it's pricey, you cannot remove in your worldview, running your family expenses and your parenting ideology. But you did say that, you don't have a car, right? And that is a bit of like a trope that people throw out, right? Like, you want me to have family? I must have a car, right? Like especially a lot of the working professionals, they have a very intense job. I understand, because most of them are viewers, and then their precondition is to have kid, must have a car, because I need the extra convenience, right? But what is that thought process with you guys, your family?
I mean, we do have our way of working around it because we are business owners, so we have our offices and our school right quite near to our house, like within 1 kilometer, so we can just take maybe 1-2 bus stops or even walk to the office. Yeah, so we can set all these things ourselves. But even then, we feel that you take Grab, you take taxi, right? It's still cheaper than owning a car. Yeah, so just give and take lah. If there's always you must just try to push your baby pram, go to the MRT and everything to experience it first. There's a way of like avoiding the peak hours, plan your day so it's not so stressed.
And walking's a lot more, it's like you get to exercise.
So car is optional in your point of view because convenience or transport and all that thing. So you've kind of like built your life around it, anyway.
The thing is that it's so expensive that
Yeah, it's
it
also very
forces us to
expensive.
adapt also lah.
Okay, cool. Any other big pockets of your family finances that you think are very different or you want to highlight to fellow parents? Or how would you do your money?
We recently moved to a place that is quite near to our office and to the school, and we were deciding between buying a newer flat and an older flat, and the difference is like 400K. Yes, so we bought a older 4-room HDB flat lah, which is around 600K. But the newer BTOs over there, there's like MOP 5 years, 10 years, they're all going for 1 million already. Yeah, so we were deciding and we were thinking that okay lah, no point stressing ourselves every month because they still have a lot of like monthly expenses as well.
But then you essentially accept that there's a higher chance of a negative depreciation on the resale flat, right? Because it's like maybe 60 years, 70 years left, right? Something like that. How about you share a bit, right? Like what is your thinking around this?
I feel that it shouldn't be like to be used for retirement, the flat itself, and also like not to use CPF as well.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
that's
think
my
it
thought.
should be separated?
It should be separated, yeah.
Okay.
Because what if you use your CPF and buy, and after that, your house goes down, and then you're losing both your asset and your retirement.
So you paying cash on your house?
Maybe we also use partly CPF lah. Yeah, but then yeah.
But it's just to manage the flows. So essentially, it's a conscious choice to only use part CPF and then use more cash to service the mortgage. Essentially, you made a conscious decision
Correct.
there, right?
Yeah, I mean there's an option nowadays to save to leave 20K behind rather than wiping it out.
As much as you think from a ideal standpoint, it should be separated, but given that you are living in the reality, you still have to do it this way. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, it's like, it shouldn't have been done like from the beginning.
So then, given the whole context of how prices are changing, and with your kids and all that, right? How do you see the future, for your kids, for the expenses and all that? Just give us some thoughts, because it probably will influence your decision today, right?
I mean, I really worry for them also lah. Like just looking at the property, right? I don't know how are they going to afford. Yeah, and then the people of my generation will be depending on them to buy their house so they can retire, right? So it becomes like a kicking the can down the road kind of thing. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how they help him in this also. Yeah, because for us to buy a flat is also already very strenuous already. Yeah, for our generation.
It was.
It is. Unless he really can sell more erasers, I don't know how.
So structurally, would you say that Singapore is not very conducive for a family then? Because there's all these fears, right? As much as the numbers add up at this point in time, right? And I think a big part is because you guys are quite a big Instagram page, right? Like, and not every family is like that, right? Like, I mean the media space, I gotta know what is the kind of rates around, so I have a decent sense. So I would say it's middle upper, it's okay, but not everybody is like that. And would you say that is the reason why people are not having kids and all that, so is that a situation that is not conducive for families?
I think it's conducive for families in the sense that it's very safe. Yeah. And, there's very good education also. Cost-wise, maybe lah, but I feel that, humans are very easily adaptable. If we need to spend lesser, we can spend lesser and still survive one. It's more of like, if you every year you need to go 2-3 holidays to Japan and stuff, yeah, of course you're strained on your finance lah.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. And then maybe, spend a little bit of time. What are your aspirations then? Yeah, since you have so much money sitting around, by 18 you want to be 100,000, so then what would be your future like?
I was gonna invest like 10% or 20% into the S&P 500, put around 50% into my capital, and put the rest as in a safety net that I get a job.
Who taught you this?
A lot of the financial books.
Serious?
Yes.
Okay, and you believe in those ideas?
Yeah, a safety net, a capital, and invest just a bit into the S&P.
Then how would that inform your decision-making process for your future and your career and your job or your business? Most people, when they graduate, right, they graduate with debt, not money. Most people, when they come out to society, they graduate with a negative sum, right?
Because they need to take loan to study.
Because primary school and secondary school in Singapore is very cheap, but once you get to university, every year is about 10,000. But you see the numbers?
Why? So it's such a big jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But most people, after they do 3 or 4 years of education in the university, this excludes all the makan expenses that they will spend in the school. Just the school fees, they usually come out with like $30,000-$40,000 worth of debt, So then that affects their decision, right? Because when you have debt, you have to service the debt. So people would work very hard to try to get the job ASAP. But if you're going to graduate at 18 years old with 100,000 without even considering university yet, then the way you make decision can be a lot different. Does it make sense?
Yeah. And now university is pretty much like very, very essential because everybody's getting the degree, and now it's being a common thing. So if you don't get a degree, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to work. Even people with a degree, it's already quite hard for them to find a job, and people without a degree, it's gonna be even harder. So I guess it's essential to get a degree lah.
But isn't that an arms race?
Yeah, you can also think that, since everybody already have a degree, then having a degree maybe makes no difference.
Yeah. Okay, then I don't get a degree.
Other family, I'm not so sure, but I think your dad would be quite chill with it. Right.
Will you?
Would you?
I mean, initially I was, planning the study route, right? Whether you want to go JC, then you go uni, or you want to go poly, right? Then he was saying that, which one study lesser?
I really just want to study less already.
Yeah, you don't want to be in school
I
already.
don't want to be in school. I want to leave as soon as possible.
But do you then plan for that type of expenses? Like how financial planning works, right? You plan for your kids 10 years down, we're going to spend that. As a family, do you do that?
My wife do have some saving plans for them for the uni.
So there's some fragments of financial planning and all that. Doesn't sound like a fully thought through type of situation.
Because need to see whether they can study first or not.
but it's also a reality of living in Singapore, right? The things are constantly changing, prices move, adjust your plans and all that. And that's the real story. Not the one that the financial experts will kind of tell you that the projection very neat one, very clean, everything sui one, right? But truth of the matter, it looks closer to this, right? You have some sort of idea, you try to educate your next generation, you try to raise your income, you set some investments on the side, you have a fragmented, plan somewhere to target a few major goals, and then you play as you go along. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay.
And even then with the education as well, like recently I, with the advancement of AI, right? And, him going through PSLE, stressing him so much and everything, I feel that like, maybe so focusing on studies is not the right way ahead also. Like maybe with the advancement of AI, he needs to develop more on like soft skills, the way he connects to people, talking, EQ, all the stuff, yeah. Because all the thinking can be left to the AI already. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that last time was like very, very important. Now it's not so relevant because of AI.
Thanks for sharing, some of your thoughts around all these big topics. I think it's quite an eye-opener, right? Hearing from you, hearing from the family, how everybody does it, right? Maybe in closing, can I get each of you to share maybe like 3 your best financial tip for Alex, you share for other parents. Okay, for Daken, you share for other kids. Like 3 important financial tips that you want to tell people that are similar to you.
Maybe it's not a financial tip, but more of a parenting tip. Like recently, I've been thinking, right, bring our kids to holiday when they were younger, and people are saying, oh, why you need to like waste the money, bring the kids go for holidays. I mean, they won't remember it when they grow up. But you can think of it as, I'm not trying to bring them so they remember, but it's to create memories for myself also. Yeah, because when I grow older, right, even when I have the money, my kids already grown up already, I wouldn't have that memory of bringing them to the holiday again, if I don't do it when I still can walk and they were still young and willing to go out with me. Yeah. So all these things is, although it's a financial podcast, maybe some money is worth it to spend on.
Spending well is a big part of being financially, well, right? It's not just about save, here, cut, there, invest, like spending well is a big part of living a financially well life. Yeah, I strongly believe in that. And I want to add on that. I don't disagree with that, but I feel like a lot of times people don't accept that that's actually what they want. Like you going to Disneyland with your kid that at 1-2 years old, right? Actually, what you really want is to look like how you look like with your kid and then like dress together. And that's perfectly all right. But if you project that you create a warped story in your head. I was like, I'm doing it for you. I want you to be happy, but actually you want to be happy. That's your primary agenda. But you create this warped story, actually makes it a bit harder for everybody to enjoy, right? Why not just say that actually I want to do this. Can you join me? Right? And then the way things are planned, the energy, everything, it becomes different. Right? Would you say it's fair? Right? Okay. Any other one more?
I mean, to add on to that, also, right, they say, right, over saving, right, over protecting something is also a kind of a waste. So you imagine, like, when you're in primary school, right, you have like your stickers, right, or you really like one, right, then you're like, wow, you don't dare to paste it, you don't dare to use it. And then as you grow older, maybe in your uni, you suddenly find your stickers. And it's like, all this become rubbish already, you want to just throw away. Then, but you didn't get to enjoy and use them when you really wanted them.
Ultimately, spending well is a big part of being financially well, right? So, okay, Daken, 3 for your best friends that are tuning in. I mean, I don't think they'll tune in. I think this is a different corner of the internet. But for every kid that is tuning in, what is your 3 best financial tip for them?
Okay. If you do want to earn some quick cash, I think you should just sell those like little fidget toys. Yeah, a lot of people got short attention span. And like if you really, really want people to buy your stuff, I think you should like wrap them inside the foolscap or like a little box, like a mystery box, is it? Yeah, a mystery box. Practically, yeah, the mystery box, a lot of people are willing to gamble to get the thing they want. If there's a specific thing they want, like the supply and demand, you put the specific thing into one of the boxes and you just put them in a pile of 20 boxes. Everybody's gonna try and get it. And then there's something called utils, where it's practically if you want something but then you're scared to spend it, then like the whole entire time you don't spend the money and then you die already, then you didn't get to enjoy it. But if you do spend the money and you do enjoy it, it's worth it, what? So it's called utils.
Utilus. Put in the comment section if you know. Okay, is there one more?
Don't boast your sales with others. It's not the teacher.
That's how you create competition.
Yeah. And then people will keep repeating the thing, and either it's very good, like your sales will go higher and higher, or it's very bad because you have to decrease the price, then you eat into your profit, and they lose money. Everybody gets told by the yearhead, and everybody dies.
I think you're onto something, I definitely, and I mean it. When you start a proper venture, not some eraser business, you call me, okay? And then let's see.
Highlighter business.
Yes, work harder, okay? Give me a better one. I give you some time, okay? No rush.
Okay.
But yes. Thank you for your time. Thanks for sharing. And I know you just finished your PSLE, so all the best in whatever you're trying to do going forward. And maybe secondary school can sell other stuff, I think primary school and secondary school, the consumer market changed.
Drastically.
Yeah, drastically. So nobody cares about eraser anymore, right? So maybe it's time to do your advanced market research. Talk to some secondary school kids about what they want. Then you can
what
prepare.
they want. You
yeah,
sure?
then you prepare your supply chain for that, right? Since you can't actually work, right, during this period.
I can't work.
Okay, thank you for your time. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you
I think it was a fun episode. And for all of you, tuning in, I think you can probably watch this episode with your child, right? I think it's a great discussion. And if you have any other ideas about parenting, and sharing your financial information with the next generation, please put it in the comment section. We would love to hear more from you. I usually tell people if they would like to follow you, where do they go? But I think everybody already follow you lah.
Still need to follow. Still need to follow.
Still need to follow.
You can put the link.
Okay, what's your handle for everybody that still haven't followed?
Familee.sg. Familee.sg. I used to have a slogan now. We are like the second most famous family in Singapore.
I know the most famous family in Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay, so check out their channel. And if you love what we are doing here at TFC, go to thefinancialcoconut.com to put your email so that we can reach out to you when we have a next event or anything that is coming up. Okay, with that, that's all for today's Choose with TFC. We'll see you next week. Meanwhile, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.